Femi Kuti, and you are listening to NYC Radio Live.
right, you're listening to NYC Radio Live. David Ellenbogen here. I'm with Subhasis Bhattacharya. He's got a brand new album, Tablananda, and we just heard the opening track, Valley of Brothers. So congrats on the new album.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, nice to be with you. So this is, I know you've been in the mix, touring internationally, playing with some of the best players of Indian classical music, doing rhythm arrangement, all this stuff. You've been doing that for over 20 years, something like that,
Yeah,
right? Long
yeah,
time.
yeah, long time, yeah.
So you must have been thinking about what you wanted, what you wanted to accomplish with your first album under your own name. So
Okay. Actually, this is a very good question, David.
thank you.
Actually, I started my life to playing through my family. You know, my family is a very great musical family belongs to. So when I born, when I saw, when I understand, I saw the many music around my family, many kind of different kind of music. My mom, my dad, they are all beautiful singers. And then, of course, my brother, Pandit Debashish Bhattacharya, and my sister, Sutapa Bhattacharya, they are very great musicians. And we are all grew up together. And not only that, actually, we've been in North Kolkata part. So the north side was more, variety of music we saw when you grew up. Then I started playing with many different style of music. Like I play with the contemporary Bengali music style, and then all the Bollywood Hindi style. Then I definitely started learning authentic religious tabla lessons from my gurus. Started from my parents, and then other music like all the film stuff, all the like Bollywood stuff, all the contemporary Bengali songs, and Bengali song has a wide variety. So I started playing different drums and I started learning. So from then, in my mind, always being a tabla player, even I'm accompanying in other many great musicians all over the country and all over the world, but I learned many songs from my mom and from my university because I did my major in vocal music. So I learned all these songs, and then I finally understood that there is a different path, many different paths of learning process. But definitely I accompany like mostly classical music, but also I started very early to doing with the film background stuff with all my different drums. And then I learned from there how to make the background score, like the arrangement of the different songs. So again, last 15 years I am doing many different colors of arrangement for the film and serials, TV serials. So, and of course I'm traveling through the world, and I made the beautiful musicians around the world, different like blues, jazz, reggae, and Afrobeat, African music, Arabic music, many musicians around. And I got the really great energy from them, greatest energy. And I thought this is a beautiful process to go, that I'm starting little bit arrangement in my mind for separating my album, not really like a classical Indian album, like many tabla players, if you find, they did their solo album like tabla solo only. But when I travel with my tablas around the world, I started jamming with the great musicians also. So I thought, wow, that is a beautiful thing. So I started compositions. I made really some lines, and I started playing through, in my own studio, I did that. Then, definitely, I met a fantastic musician in Santa Cruz, I think 25 years back. His name is Daniel Shen Thomas. He's an amazing guy. He's a musician, songwriter, composer, and he has his fantastic studio. That studio, we stayed there a long time, and we started talking, we were playing each other, many concerts, many different festivals. So 3 years back, my brother and Daniel, they both told me that I have to do my something new, and it was already in my mind. So I started thinking, and definitely this first music, the Brothers Valley, first track of my album. It's Brothers Valley because, I'm traveling with my brother, and also Daniel is one of my best brother. So I see many brothers in the world. So, this valley is a beautiful bends between the musical, if you go through the mountain, there is a many boogials, and then you can see there is a lot of plains, and then again you can see the very steep area. So these are all beautiful valleys. You can, if you just go through the mountain. So music, if you see this music, world music is a mountain, and if you go through this, you can reach to the valley finally. So it is my composition, and Pandit Debashish Bhattacharya is played many beautiful lines on that. The main song line I made it, and then Daniel Shentamas did amazing arrangement on top of there. And then we both, with three of us, we started thinking, and then finally this collaboration came out, and that was almost 2.5 years back. We did this composition, and we thought, wow, this is a nice one. But actually I met Daniel, and I went to Santa Cruz, California, and I lived there, and we made the basic tracks. And then I asked my brother Panditji in Kolkata studio. I told him, this is the melody, this is the basic structure, and you play that, and then you think what you can add on that. So this is the new thing. This is the new track came out from this album. And if you ask me why I did that, it is completely very uniquely thinking. I'm like that. I'm always just try to make little different than any others. But it is not only me I'm doing like this, maybe many people, but I can say that this kind of music, it is kind of new one. And the great thing is I never, not much influence of other music, but the influence of love and the real root music, it actually merge together.
So let's listen to another track. What's a good track for us to hear? Maybe
you can go after that. You can go to Krishna Nam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Right.
সখী মধুনাম কৃষ্ণ নাম আসে কানে সখী কৃষ্ণ নাম আসে কানে সেই নাম শ্রবণে হয় এ দৃঢ় প্রত্যয়ে বাজে তা মধুর তানে মধুর কৃষ্ণ নাম আসে কানে কিন্তু কে জানিত কৃষ্ণ নাম কেনে শুনিলাম কৃষ্ণ নাম কেনে শুনিলাম পাছের কথা না ভাবিয়া গো পাছের কথা
না ভাবিয়া গো সইরে আগে তারে মন দিলাম সইরে আগে তারে প্রাণ দিলাম কৃষ্ণ নাম কেনে শুনিলাম কৃষ্ণ নাম কেনে শুনিলাম এত মধু শ্যাম নামে ছিল কি দিয়া প্রাণ বিন দিয়া মোরে কি জাদু করিল পিরিতিরে রীতি সইরে পিরিতিরে রীতি সইরে সইরে আগে যদি জানিতাম কৃষ্ণ নাম কেনে শুনিলাম দিন যাবে হায় কথা রবে গো কত লোকে কহত কবে গো নগরেরও জানা জানি করে কত টানা
right, we're back with Subhasis Bhattacharya. We just heard from his new Tablananda album, Krishna Nam, and you were telling me that this has traditional Bengali roots.
Yeah,
song?
this is a actually folk root, like a river song. One of many river songs sung by boatmen in the region. It's called Bhatiali song. Very, very famous, very old, very traditional song. And because I also do major my vocal music from university, Rabindra Bharati University of Kolkata, and then I learned many of this kind of folk regional songs. So this song particularly, actually I sang it one festival with Daniel Shentamas, and Daniel ji actually suggested me to sing this song for the album. And I thought, well, because my basic idea for this album, I told you that to show the how the tabla basically goes through the different style of music in joyful journey through the different style of music, tabla particularly. You see, this song is a very authentic, old traditional folk song, folk root from Bengal. And you see, I try to play, as well as I sang this song, I try to also follow the song, what it says about. It says about the Krishna Nam, Lord Krishna. It's a kind of, it's a kind of Maya. If you try to reach him, you can reach, but when you reach very close to him, suddenly you feel the big bubble, the blankness. So always the sadness, and the river song is kind of same thing. When the lover went far through the boat in the river, sometimes they come, sometimes they doesn't come, long time back. So sailor's life is very, very one kind of sadness always there for their beloved. This song says about something about the sadness, but the main guy is Lord Krishna. If you say that your main subject is Krishna, then sometime you can get, sometime you cannot, but in between there is a big time. It's like one lifetime. So this song is composed, it's arranged by part of arrangement I did, and of course I'll say this is one of the greatest bansuri player of our country is Soumyajyoti Ghosh. He's a very young guy, but he's a very talented, multi-talented musician. He play many different kind of flute, but this is bamboo flute, which is very special from our country. And Somo also a very good devotional, very devotional person, and we met Somo through my brother Pandit Debashish Bhattacharya. He is one of his students. So we actually worked together in many films in Somo, and I asked Somo, can you come to the studio in Kolkata? Then actually partially I sang the song little bit for Somo, and then Somo did the tracks and overdubs there. And then I came back to California and I sang the song in front of my brother Daniel Shentamas, and he played amazing charango and few different string instruments on there. And that comes this beautiful song.
Right, and so to repeat, this is your vocal.
Yes.
Wow, we didn't even know. Right.
Yeah.
People ever tell you that you're too humble?
Some people, but I don't know. This is not humble. I can say that, when you are learning, I'm a very good learning. I'm a very good student. When you are learning all the time, then, I'm always thinking that I could sing better all the time. But it's one kind of challenge also for me, because I'm not a direct singer. But I learn from my university and from my parents. They're all singers.
Right. So what should we listen to now?
Yeah, I think we can go to the track. Very, very fantastic track. It's called Oe Adamu.
All right, let's check it out. We're back with Subhasis Bhattacharya. We just heard the track Oye Adamu, which I'm reading here. It's dedicated to a Nigerian multi-instrumentalist dancer and composer, Danjuma Adamu. And so your tabla lineage, you're a student of Anindya Chatterjee, is that
Yes,
correct?
Pandit Anindya Chatterjee right now.
So how does having that esteemed lineage, how does that inform a track like this, which is, coming from outside that tradition?
Yeah. David, you know me long time, I actually studied with many other gurus like Pandit Shamal Bose, Pandit Chami Chatterjee. Right now with definitely Pandit Anindya Chatterjee last 25 years. And I'm a Rampur Farrukhabad Gharana lineage tabla player. And when I played my solo album, many solo albums, like solo performances. So then you can see that I always play authentic tabla likewise the other tabla solo players. But I told you that when I traveled, I met greatest musicians on the planet. So one of these greatest musician is Danjuma Adamu. I heard about him many times from definitely from Daniel Shintamas, my friend, and he actually played with Adamu group long time. And Danjuma Adamu is also very famous in American musicians amongst, and he is a blues musician. He's from Nigeria. He's an amazing actor on stage, and I saw his music when he played on stage. So, but he has a greater version. Always his scenery was very great. So he always collaborated with many other musicians. So when Daniel told me that he got a track for me, which Danjuma Adamu did that. I think 4 years back, they did that tracks, and it is unexplored. So I started listening that track, but not long time. But it was quick decision for my album to really go through this track, and it's kind of very complicated for me. It's a blues, and I know this kind of music, but if you being a authentic Indian classical tabla player, it is kind of different. So I started listening this track. It's just beautiful playing by Danjuma Adamu, Gray Regina, and Daniel Shem Thomas, and many different musicians. So I thought, well, let's try one more time. So I practiced with this track like 1 or 2 times, and then I asked Daniel that how was my practice, and he said, this is beautiful, and I recorded. And wow, you recorded already? He said, yeah, just thinking about the balance of tabla. Then we started listening what I played there. Out of 2, 1 I really liked, and Daniel also liked. And then I thought, okay, let's keep it that. And then Daniel asked me, are you going to play one more time? I said, no, every time if I play, every time that will be different than the before. But one of the thing, if you like, and if I like, if it is good. But it is a challenge, and I'll ask all my radio listeners and all my listeners through the world, please send me your review. Please send me your idea. Please send me your thought after listening this kind of music with tabla. I know this is not really very authentic. It is out of box. So please listen that, and please send me your thought, www.subhasisbhattacharya.com. And I am so much grateful to Daniel Sen Thomas and also to my beloved Danjuma Adamu. He passed when we actually did our recording. And it's so sad that this time I'm not getting him with me. But I got his blessings from his family. I got all the reviews. It is beautiful. And now I'm also very much grateful to Riverboard Records. They are amazingly, they supported these tracks, and I must mention Phil Stanton, Brad Hines, Nail Record, and all at World Music Network, all the crews, and thank you for supporting this kind of music, I think. And thank you, David, for your beautiful idea to put me up.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
You know, your family was obviously a big influence on me, and you know, your family's love for many generations of Indian classical music. Just the dedication alone was a big influence on me, and you know, luckily I've been able to come back to New York and share about it. And one story I loved you telling that I think brings up that dedication is, you said in your earliest houses you used to practice on the kitchen shelf.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was 26 years we actually lived in that little apartment. All our siblings with our parents, and there is so many musicians and friends. Yeah, yeah, that is amazing story. That is, you can say that actually this you can feel. I mean, if somebody can listen this album, they can feel this little kitchen self. It's
Right.
really producing this kind of album.
Yeah.
Actually.
So maybe you could just describe, because people won't even know what I mean, that
yeah.
you were
Yeah.
practicing on the shelf.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, my father was in government job, but that is not really a big job, and we are started from scratch because he's from Bangladesh and he traveled all the way from Bangladesh to Kolkata, and where he actually they suffer a lot and for their existence, a new country, Then he married with my mom, and my mom was a fantastic singer, and she got at that time the national scholarship, which is a very, very big event actually to get in India, national scholarship from Bhugal. But somehow for our family they both sacrificed a lot, but they grew up, all of our three brothers and sisters, and it was a really 10-foot by 10-foot room, and there is not much space for practicing and learning and go to the school, all the friends, and cooking everything. So I found there is a little shelf on the kitchen. So I said that I'm still a small guy, short guy.
How old?
I think I was like 10 years old at that time. So I found that would be nice if I can practice there. Always the kids has different idea in their mind. So my mom fixed a ladder there. So and they put my tablas there. So I started practicing there, and it is quite a fine. It's quite a fun to practice on top of there. And pardon me, you can see my mom is cooking there. Also, you can get the fast food,
Right.
fast new fries from.
Oh, she would feed you as you were up there?
Yes. Yeah, and if you still doing some wrong, you cannot get. Some people cannot get you from there, so it is also fun for me. So and then I finally found this is a nice place because and also we tune up our instrument in same scale. My sister is singing like C. My brother bring down his guitar from D to C. Then I tuned up my tabla because we are practicing in same time.
Right.
It's hard, but it's also fun. Those days I really miss. Really miss. That was like really coziness. We can pass our feelings together. We can cry together. We can laugh together. People they stay. All the relatives comes. All the time music happening. We serve. First we serve the music, then we serve the food. So yeah, and that was one of my. You can say that is one of the reason that how I grew up differently than any other musicians. I never separated from the bigger music. So
So what should we listen to close us out here?
Yeah, and we can listen. There is a many tracks. Like I can tell you about the tracks.
Sure.
There is a Rubaiyat Blues, track number 4. But I will tell you, this is kind of risky job I did, because one of my friend actually telling me little bit about the Rubaiyat poems. Rubaiyat actually came from many centuries ago from Omar Khayyam, the amazing Farsi writer from Iran, Tehran. So he produced this kind of, this is a spiritual thing, Rubaiyat. And then Amir Khosrow, when he came to India, he brought out all this Rubaiyat with him, and he introduced in Indian song, like Indian Khayal style of singing, because he brought many ragas at that time and many different instruments like sitar and many. So there is many controversy always, in when you, and like in the country like India, there is many people says many things, but definitely Rubaiyat introduced by Amir Khosrow. There is a singing style called Tarana, Tarannum, Tarana. They always say Naum Tom, Derena, Terena, Nadirtana, Dedirtana. Then, many people, they composed, when they composed also, they're taking some kind of tabla bowls, end of that. So I heard a fantastic interview of Ustad Amir Khan in London. So he's telling something about that. This is not right. The Rubaiyat has some very spiritual meaning. I found it wow. And then my friend Daniel Shen Thomas, again, the amazing musician, he started play some kind of his music, which is kind of blended African blues, kind of African blues. So it's blended with African blues. Then I finally found that there is some kind of line I can create with that beautiful Rubaiyat lines, which is sounds like a tarana, but it's like a, many people can see that kind of Bollywood song, but this is not a Bollywood song. But when I composed a little bit and I started singing with Daniel, he said, wow, this is amazing. Can you do that? I said, yes. But then when came back Kolkata, then I finally found one of my friend, fantastic dholok player, Suresh Pariharji. He is a very famous in all the, Bollywood stuff. He's playing there like 30 years. Many great music he played. So I asked Suresh Pariharji, can you come? And then I said, Pariharji, can you play your solo dhol? And he started playing many solos, many different tempos. So I choose one tempo, really put on that blues, and it came out, that Rubaiyat blues. And
Wow.
It is kind of challenging. Maybe many people say, wow, this is not good, but also I need that, because it is kind of new, very new thing. So please listen the Rubaiyat blues also a little bit. Then we can shift the other music.
tani yali 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 ya yali 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 ya naderi tani yali 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 ya nade tani udani nade tani udani nade tani udani nade tani udani tara tara daratan tara daratan daratan udani nader tani udani tara tara daratan tara daratan daratan udani nader tani udani nade tani udani nade tani udani nade tani udani nade tani udani
All right, we just heard the Rubaiyat Blues and then Descendants, which is very much a traditional tabla solo format.
Yeah, format is very traditional, but it is like I put it there like somebody is playing tabla solo, but you can just open one window and look out what is happening there. It's like a little bit test. It's like a test of tabla solo. It's a very little portion of the whole solo. So I put it that descendant because we are all descendant from the beautiful tabla lineage. So I'm a very fortunate guy to being a one descendant for the tabla solo genre.
You know, it has been said about you that there's a lot of great tabla players, but not all of them groove. And they say that you are a tabla player that can groove.
Thank you.
I don't know if you have any thoughts about why you are able to approach these different musics and different styles and find a more comfortable place in the music than maybe some other people who are sticking to the script of traditional percussion approach, Indian approach. Yeah, is there...
Yeah, I told you maybe before I mentioned it. Actually, you know, I grew up with my family and my surroundings are literally there is a great mix of the very Puritan musicians and also different style of music. And also I'm going through the singing process and learning process through the different style of music and try to play different drums like dholak, shrikol, mridangam, djembe, later on some African type djembe, dumbek. So this is the one of thought that I found really the tabla, it is a very much internationally you can put in any genre, and that is the real meaning of making this album. It's a joyful journey through the variety of music. So wherever I go with my tabla in any country, even in our country, there is a lot of different kind of music, and I started playing with them. You know, I have a very great fortune, so always be there, and people accepted me, which is I always think that I am one of the luckiest person in this planet. So traveling with my tabla, and I started playing, jamming, you know, on stage, on sometime on the festivals, sometime some hotel room. It was unique when I started playing. And you know, tabla, you know, Indian music, I'll tell you, Indian music is so much, it's so vast. So if you learn really the great Indian music, you know, so if you learn like 10, 15, 20 years from your guru, then you can have the access to really understand the other countries' music, other genres' music. But it is not that easy. Not the only process of learning the other countries' music, only learning Indian music. But you know, this is a knack, one kind of different knack, you can say, to really look out what is going on there. You know, my father and my mother always says that they never stopped us. Anything we like, they said, look, go there. And even in the, I was very good also in drama. I did many drama at my childhood. I started acting on stage. So this is also, I found many, you know, like many poems, poetries, and go through the all literature. So this is also one kind of bounce for me to really bring me in that genre, like very, very world music, like different style of music, many other music, you know. And I always feel there is always two music. One is good music, one is bad music. So it is one kind of encouragement how I get it. So now I played the track is the Descendant. That is kind of my tabla solo, like many tabla solo players do that, but it is just a little bit taste of the tabla solos. And there is a many other track. I'll tell all my listeners, go through check. There is also I did some kind of very spiritual Indian, because I have my spiritual guru Shri Birananda Tirthanath. He is taking me last 15 years, and I am also going through a spiritual path with him. So I learned about Indian, very ancient Indian Sanskrit, all scriptures from him, and the value, and the through our Hinduism, also the world, different isms there. So I do some kind of mantras. The mantra is a Sanskrit word, but it has a big value. Its spiritual meaning, all the meaning is there. So Maha Mantra is a track where you can find the Lord Shiva, Sri Tara and Sri Ganesh, all the stotras, which maybe people like. And then I played with, I mixed with one fantastic sabar player. His name is Ibu. So Ibu is a Senegalese musician, very fast Senegalese musician, very fast player. He play many different drums. One of the drums I like is sabar, and I played with him. It's called Senegalese Impulse. It's very fast, like a very fast one. And then also there is an amazing musician called Rick Walker. Rick Walker is a fantastic North American musician, and he lives in Santa Cruz area, very near. And he's famous for his he's create different sounds. He's looking for the sounds. So whatever he see, he started playing ting tong tuk, any kind of thing, even the utensils. So one day he bring his water drum. He started playing with me, and then he said that you can play many things. So I started playing utensils and things. So that is a beautiful create. It's called Deep Water Syllables. So if you listen this track, you'll feel that you're inside the water, but you can feel there's many utensils I played, and definitely I introduced the tabla through this. That is quite amazing tracks. People will like that. And then there is a Blood of Two Ocean. That Blood of Two Ocean is a kind of music where you can see Daniel Shen Thomas and Subhasis Bhattacharya, of course. A true world music hybrid. This composers blends musical sensibilities from far, and this is a universal music which behind the musicians and all music. So it's like you must listen that. This is a beautiful songs. And then there is a amazing Indian origin, one jazz player, guitar player. His name is Nishad Pandey. He's an Indian origin man, but he grew up in London and most part of the Australia. And he came to my brother to learn guitar, Indian classical guitar. So he stayed with us long time in Kolkata. So I did work with him in many albums, many different kind of style. We did together. We did many arrangements. So right now he is in Germany. So he flew back to Germany, and then I thought maybe I asked him to give me some jazz style music. So he loved Kolkata. And when he leave the city after 10 years, he felt very sad. And that was monsoon time, and he makes kind of jazz feeling with Kolkata and the monsoon time. So this is also a very quiet part of the music, and it's kind of jazz style, but definitely I played my tabla on there, and you must listen. That is a beautiful music too. And there is a there is a Bollywood star. Always, all Indian know his name. His name is Kishore Kumar. He's a very famous Bollywood singer, actor, dancer, composer, producer. Kishore Kumar. I heard him once in my life, and he sang a beautiful song, Bengali song, and I remember that. And I'm always a big fan of Kishore Kumar. So when I started make composition, then I felt Kishore Kumar many times. So I remember those songs which I really saw him from far. I remember those days, and that only track I listened from him. And that track end of the track, I took one little line from the track, and then I started put my melody and my feelings on that track. And then, I finally found the amazing story. I finally found that song, which song I am mentioning you. That song also accompanied by a saxophone player, Indian saxophone player, Shaukat Hussain Khan. He is a very old guy right now. And Shaukat played in many movies, but particularly this song, Shaukat played with Kishore ji at that time. And finally I found him in Kolkata, and I brought my music to him and said, Shaukat, you have to play. This is a memory of Kishore Kumar. I am doing that. And in the beginning he said, no, I am not playing these days. And I said, I'll bring you in the studio. You just listen. And fortunately he came to the studio, and it was in 7-beat, that song. That song, I mentioned that song, that was just 4/4, but now I made this song, it's kind of 7-beat song. So Shaukat really loved the song, and then he started playing, and he said, can I play something more than you compose? I said, yes, this is my composition. You just follow the composition, but you play whatever you like. And he felt Kishore Kumar on studio, and he really played that song called Kishore Memory, another memorial song. And amazing sublime saxophone by Shaukat Hussain Khan, and these melodies draw inspiration from the legendary Kishore Kumar, whose incredibly popular music was a continental soundtrack. It's kind of very, very hybrid mixing, you can say. Yeah. So please listen this track also. And finally, I will say this track is my pet. Just his name was Bhuli. He's a Kolkata street dog. And when he was just like 1 year old, maybe 6 months, little dog. And then he always follow me on the road. I love dog and cats, right. And he follow me. And then sometime I took him on the different roads, and his hands, his all legs are really white, but he was a red colored dog, very common dog. So common colored dog. And then he followed me on the path on the Kolkata street, and I finally found that his little legs or hands, whatever you say. I remember my childhood when I started tabla. I started playing tabla, and one of my first guru, his name is Pandit Subhasis Bhattacharya. He took me from the ground. I don't want to learn tabla, the kids things. I don't want to learn all the tablas. Then, finally, he started teaching me the first syllable I learned from him. Kata ke tete kata, kata ke nana kata. So I started, when Bhuli was walking, I started just singing that syllable. And I thought, wow, it is just matching with his feet. So remembering Bhuli, I started, me and Daniel, we are actually on the studio. Both we have a piano, and then he's phrasing some beautiful phrase. And I started chant this composition like a R&B style. Then we found, wow, something is coming up. Let's do that. So please listen that track. It's also not Daniel is there, and he is the main guy to really brings up that track But I must tell, there is one musician, he's a Bill Walker. He's an amazing lap style guitar player, loopist, and so beautifully he looped on that track. You must listen that track called Bhuli's Dance. This kind of R&B with the Indian tabla bowls, and I think you guys will like it.
All right. Wow. Well, a lot to look forward to. Congrats on the new album. Great. I guess we'll take a listen now to the Sabar drumming track.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Yes, please.
And and we'll
That is in track 7.
we'll definitely very inspiring to hear this new album, and congrats. It's amazing.
Thank you, David. And it's my pleasure to really be here with David Allen Bogan.
Yeah.
The studio is fantastic, and he's an amazing guy, my friend David. Thank you, and thank you, Daniel Shen Thomas, and thank you all the musicians, and thank you, Kishore Kumarji. Bless us from the heaven, and Danji Madamu, and thank you for World Music Network team. So really help us to bring out this album, and producer Daniel Shen Thomas, Nana Nasif, Kai Nasif, and all my family, Debashish Bhattacharya, and my parents, and all my family. And I'm very grateful to be here with you. And this is my first radio show.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited.
That's my honor. Yeah. So the new album is Tablananda. It's Subhasis Bhattacharya, and it's coming out October 26th.
Yeah, it is October 26th is world release.
Yeah.
There will be, and now it's available only with me. I'm touring with Trio Tour, so people are getting like it. And please, if you have listening this track, and you can catch me in my website www.subhasishbhattacharya.com. Please go there and send your valuable thoughts, share with me, and please listen the music.
All right. Thanks, Shubi.
Thanks.
tan tan